you know, the armor will be negated.
Feels like it's gonna be, oh my god!
Edoc special, or
Wow.
now
To go for this.
it's Saeed special.
Oh!
Saeed Special Gani, you're the roamer here. Tigreal, Belleric, and this matchup. I
Yeah.
mean, which roamer will have the better...
It's tough going up against some Melissa, and let's say the Melissa
Is
is
it-
already farmed.
I think I remember a certain playoff game with Brands on a Melissa against a Tigreal. I don't remember exactly what game was it. I think it's EVOS versus Alter Ego in Season 11 where Brands completely negated the late game potential of Tigreal. He completely defended the base all by himself through micro skills. The perfect go-away procs that evaded all those ultimates from the Tigreal. But we'll see though, it's Edoc.
Those questions will be answered by Saeed, not Edoc, and maybe Hajirin on the Kadira. Coach Adi in his debut back. The comeback season for Adi and Caleb after their stint in Malaysia. Will they be able to bring RRQ back to the top, or will Coach Aldo with EVOS stay on that win streak? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening match of MPL Indonesia Season 18. It's time for the Classic Derby.
It is round one, folks, and Lanadon, here we go. Will the White Tigers continue the trend of the Classic Derby wins, or perhaps this time with DK, that's Demon Kite? Perhaps that pattern will break.
Yep, Joshua is taking a bit of beating here, but it's all good. Against a Darath, you will lose a lot of HP, especially once the Paquito is a bit more online. You secure that Fury Hammer in the early game. That should be good for EVOS. But RRQ, I feel like in this early of a game, they have to be a bit more conservative with the way they play, because they are a very old reliant composition. If you miss out on a single skill, then it's all GG.
We only have one vote for RRQ. Sorry to cut you off there, but that is still very odd to see, Sheffin.
But that's, yeah.
It's Pak Pulung. So Pak Pulung thinks that EVOS will win.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's how it works.
Fortunately.
The twist. The twist. First minute is in, folks. Nothing too crazy. You know, no spells are open. Well, at least not the Retribution, but apart from the Retribution, but you know, talents-wise or anything stood out.
Yeah, just what I said earlier, Randy is rocking a pure enabler utility build here as Albert. Just a bit of poke. So it's going to be a tank emblem with the Brave Smite. So a full-on trying to survive kind of mentality here for this Taroth and let Albert cook most of the time. But the problem is, once again, RRQ, they're a window-based composition, obviously very reliant on the ultimate, but at the same time, this tower also works the same.
That's a Petrify, finding Mueza, immobilized as well. Here comes Albert from another flank. That's gonna be Saeed taken very low. Pops the flicker to get out. No first blood just yet.
Whoa.
But this looks like an open turtle for EVO's ass. That's gonna be Joshua popping the Purify as well. A big win there from that fight.
And it's for EVOS with the tempo back again. If we take a look at Randy and this EVOS lineup, they really love to play around that tempo. Airline on the weak side, that's what makes them good. And again on this Melissa, it's gonna be a tough question to ask for Arthur. Even if you're in a winning matchup, to push him through.
Not just Arthur, man. Even Hajirin and also Saeed as well. It's a Purify Melissa with a go away. There is no way you're going through that.
Oh, that's the Wraith of Dryad locking Hajirin into place. And that's gonna be first blood here for Albert.
Damn. I mean, EVOS. I mean, it's classic Mueza. Even in Dewa, there are a lot of questions about this transfer. But one thing's for sure, though. Early on in the season, he's always good. It's the later half of the season, that consistency that becomes more of a question for Mr. Mueza. But it's EVOS really just capitalizing on this early win, pushing through into the jungle, and giving Airline all the space he needs to out-lane Arthur. Again, this was a big point of discussion. Putting Arthur in a lane against Airline on the signature pick. Saeed.
Here's time. Seems like RRQ will strike back. They find a kill. In the mid lane, EVOS cannot find a trade there, so it's a 1-for-1 though. It's just the roamer from EVOS, Mueza, who got taken down.
But at least the timer works for RRQ because they can just cycle to the turtle fight. Arthur, though, taking a lot of beating here.
Yeah,
the gold lane, but
popular, right? Purify. That's going to be Albert, though, looking for an engage. Doesn't find the connection. Airline popped the ult. So, again, it's just a trade of skills.
I feel like it really depends on who strikes first here in this kind of composition for both sides. Oh man, Randy didn't even build the Fury Hammer. It's a full-on utility Daroth here with the silenced robe. Aside from that, nothing too crazy from the looks of it. Yeah. And yeah, nothing too crazy.
It took the keys to victory to heart. Play for Albert. Give him space. Enable him. The Daroth pick was exactly what they wanted to go for. I mean, according to the keys to victory, right? Albert gets a little bit of physical defense shred from Rendi's second skill. The whole team plays in peel as well. So even if RRQ try to re-engage, Erlan's going to be there with a go-away to stop this implosion. And that's why for Saeed, it's crucial for him to find the right moment, to wait for everything to be used. And now it's up to RRQ. Mueza!
Wow! That's the stop right there. Mueza finding the right timing. Here comes the Kadita looking for an engage. That's a knockup on towards the Roamer though, but here comes EVOS. The rest of the players, Demon Kai doesn't find the connection. Ajin taken down twice this game. DK now shoot away by Rendi. Open turtle again for the White Tigers.
This is a stomp of a fight as Mueza starts things out. RRQ weren't ready for that setup. And now they go on to Arthur!
Oh no, 2v1. Saeed is there to cover. Here comes the implosion. Finds two.
Whoa.
Arthur goes down regardless. It's a 2-for-1. Finally, a favorable trade for RRQ.
It's favorable, but I feel like it's still worth it for EVOS. Look at instant conversion from Albert up top, and it was Erlan who was able to stay alive.
Yeah. Not looking good at all for RRQ right now. You cannot conceal out of the Wrath of the Dryad, man. Mueza has been very trigger happy, and for a good reason. Whoever strikes first will almost guarantee the victory, and unless you mess up at the engage. This is a Tigreal versus a Belleric matchup, a roam off in this classic derby.
That's why we brought it up before the game started. You know, who's going to have a better time, the Belleric or the Tigreal? And so far, if you look at the KDA, you'd say maybe it's 50-50, but no. Mueza's been the man to set things up also brilliantly for Erlan, for Drian W to get these sets. And then Rendi comes in as the executioner, where you would think it was going to be the Paquito.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Belleric, you can play it actively with the Flicker as well, but in terms of playing it reactively, I feel like Belleric triumphs just a little bit over the Tigreal, especially with the amount of tankiness that Belleric has compared to the Tigreal, so they can be a bit more flexible with the way they play EVOS.
Now it's very difficult Hirara to... Oh, Drian, help you.
They're going in on towards Joshua. The mid turret, though, was the target. Still able to be defended. But again, 6 minutes in, almost 7. It's a healthy lead for the White Tigers. 2K gold is the difference.
Even though they've rebuilt their roster, though, EVOS, they've stuck through to that disciplined gameplay of last season. Again, if you guys remember, that was really what stood out for EVOS. Playing it slow, playing it clean. This roster feels like it's taken that aspect as they get a lead. At the start of the game, they're willing to take these risks. They're willing to push in, and now they're holding the turtle hostage. RRQ, they don't know what to do. They send Arthur down below, and Rendi's going to open up.
Yeah, finds Saeed and Joshua. Hajin looking to find a reposition here. Oh, the jump from the Daroth here. Rendi looking to provide damage. Again, it's a perfect turtle for the White Tigers. Joshua looking to find space, gets away, no casualty, but it's just another objective win for EVOS.
That's kind of insane, man. I want you guys to look at where Alan was positioned in that team fight earlier. He's the one who's thrown out the Tigreal. Normally, as a marksman, that you should not do that against a Tigreal that has a flicker, but no! He has to go away and also purify at the same time. Saeed cannot do anything about that. He cannot engage unless he knows fully well that the purify and also the ultimate is gone. That is 2 layers that needs to be peeled for this Tigreal to pop off.
And there's no way you can bait it out right now because he's the sole initiator for the team. RRQ, mid lane, and XP. It's Joshua and Hajin that should actually be able to, you know, on paper, bait out those abilities, bait out those resources out from EVOS, but they're just 2 behind. If Joshua walks up, he's gonna get shredded. If Hajin goes in, he won't even have enough damage to take Erlan down. Bro's chilling in the back. This is supposed to be a good pick against the Melissa, but not if you lose out on mid-prio. We have to go back to the fundamentals now, right? The Tigreal, the Kadita in a teamfight scenario can be great, but they lose out too hard in their own lanes. They're going to be too far behind to actually even threaten anyone from EVOS.
Yeah, and layering the CC is not even an option for RRQ right now, especially if Mueza does a good job in peeling for his team. When he has the flicker, he has to watch out for a single guy, and that is Saeed. He has to man-mark, box 1, this guy down to the ground, and pretty much on his back the whole time. Look at that, Rendi does not care. He wants himself to be ulted. He wants to bait out the resources.
And it's because he's built that utility build full on. No damage, not even a Fury Hammer that you mentioned earlier, Sheffin. It's a Radiant Armor Rush, so there's no risk of him walking up. You saw the Kadita splash him with water, and it really just felt like that, like a little boy splashing water on you on the pool. Didn't feel like any waves, no rough waves. Those are smooth.
Yeah, he's playing in the bathtub instead of the beach.
Wow. It's the bathtub. Randy. Yeah, slow push down
Please
below.
ult me. Please ult me. Please, please. Come here.
EVOs are just masochists right now, man. They just want RRQ to hurt them.
Dude, he does not even care to use the ultimate because he knows that the ultimate for this Tyrant is kind of useless. There's no damage to proc. It's a fully enabler Tyrant at this point of the game.
Oh no. Moeza finds an opening. The Wrath of Dryad doesn't really connect. Oh, Saeed finds a two-man stun. Take a look at the damage though. Saeed very low. Hajit in the back. Taken down. Joshua will not be able to sustain the damage. Renly in the front will not fall just yet. Arthur gets away, but DK jumps in. Ladies and gentlemen, DK making it away. An escape, but EVOS, they stand with 3.
RRQ actually pull off a pretty good fight. They were able to bait out some resources, and it was through Saeed going in, baiting out Purify, zoning them in the back. Basically breaking the front to back, but still they weren't able to fully convert on that fight.
Yeah, unfortunately it was through EVOS' mistake. Moeza, I think, is a bit too late or a bit too early in the flicker. Yeah, he has to be a bit more precise from now on because if that connects, it would have been a different story for EVOS, man. They might be up like 4K, 5K gold lead by now. But yeah, good job by RRQ at this point of the game. Any equal trade is a good trade for RRQ, despite the late game might not even favor them.
And this is where Drian W needs to start being very, very safe. Saeed can still pick him off, right? He can't pick up Erlan, but he can go for an easy pick-off on the Eudora. That's why both of them, Drian and Erlan, need to play together so that Erlan can purify out of that implosion, then get Drian into a safe spot with Go Away.
And by the way, oh, hold on.
Amazing poke. Hirata's down below. They were going to force this.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be the call. Saeed pops the conceal to at least bluff. That's a taunt, that's a stun. That's going to be the damage coming in. Rajirin finds the burst. Saeed falls. That's going to be Demon Kite in the back, trying to provide damage as the Lord will be slain by Erlan. And now Arthur, in no man's land, still able to find a route to safety. But it is EVOS again who will strike.
Oh god, that was an early retry, I believe, from Demon Kite.
Yeah.
It was a 1v1 in the Lord Pit and he wasn't able to secure it against the Melissa.
And this is a Melissa, by the way. It's a marksman that uses the Trinity build, so the basic attack damage is not really that much compared to the critical marksman usually. So there's absolutely no reason for DK to lose that retribution. Maybe it's the jitters of MPL ID, but I don't think so. The way he played M7, he played in a much bigger stage. There's no room for jitters, even if you're debuting in MPL ID.
Yep.
I mean, to play devil's advocate, it was on utility junglers. It was on more of a comfort pick now. As he has to play the Hirata, it might be different. In a crazy brawl, chaotic server, is going to be much more difficult, man. Erlan walking up now, trying to siege that turret down in the mid lane as they have a lord down below. Taking it slow, though. Again, classic EVOs from Season 17.
Let's see, it's going to be the first Lord rushing on towards the bottom lane. RRQ, though, will find composure and defend it. It seems like Evo says, you know what, let's not force anything. No opening, let's back off.
Rinse and a reset for EVOS right now. Not the biggest gold lead. Not that big of a gold lead, to be honest.
Nope.
From the way I feel like RRQ is playing this game, but now Side getting spotted up.
Whoa. Thunder's Wrath even used up down in the bottom lane. Hajidin!
Again, the spacing from Erlan has been amazing. Here comes a jump from EVOS. Two-man dive there. Arthur, here comes the Blazing Duet with Arthur popping the alt. EVOS now backs away. Finds the turret, though it is not the far lane turret. So that's a small dub, but take a look at the gold lead EVOS. They're healthy, 5,000 gold lead. That's a lot.
Oh God. Randy even walking up. That's going to be the orange buff take by Albert. They want more. Wait. They get a base turret down below. They want the 4-lane, Gani.
Yeah, it seems like they will siege the turret. They will gladly take it. And RRQ, they have nothing to defend that far lane turret. So it is just the mid lane turret that is left standing here for the base of RRQ.
And now it gets frustrating for RRQ because it almost seems like they've had, all this time to scale up, but some of their heroes just don't do that, right? I mean, you have
Yeah.
the Claude in the scaling
man.
department, but everybody else there kind of falls off. And even the Esmeralda, I think, kind of falls off against this shred comp of EVOS.
By the way, I love the boots pick here from Dre on W. W indeed. A tough boots against a Kadira is always a must if you're playing solo rank. But in this case, as long as you don't die, you know, you can still flicker out of a Petrify. So it's super easy for him to get out as well. The only thing that can actually kill him is probably Arthur, but in this case as well, let's take a look at the item from Arthur. He has not secured a Wind of Nature, or like a Rose Gold Meteor, or even a Wind of Crown.
Saeed.
Yeah, looking for an opening, has immortality. That's a pressure 5! Finding the burst damage. The mid laner from EVOS is out. That's gonna be RRQ now with the men up. Can they convert? Seems like the damage from Erlon is still significant. Even with 4, they have the equipment to just shoo away the members of RRQ.
And as that old duo, the two pillars of RRQ that they've trusted time and time again, all the way from Season 14, Rins and Edok, who were able to make that play to open it up for Dre on W. Now for him, it was just unfortunate, man. He had to flicker out of Saeed's conceal, and then it was Hajin with the instant punish with the Petrifies. Now they go for the Lord Dash, but the wave up top is good.
It's going to be
Erlon.
tricky. Here it comes out.
Erlon.
Providing damage. That's gonna be Joshua taking very low. RRQ now repositioning. Saeed is just sandbagging the damage here. Rendy, great peel there from DK.
Wow.
And RRQ, they still stand with 5.
Slow and steady wins the race. They know that RRQ, even with a man advantage, couldn't go for the Lord. They have no damage to burst it down. So they just wait for Dre on W to come back up. They rely on the Melissa and they play around Erlan.
Yeah.
It feels very upfront and honest here, RRQ. The only thing they can do is wait out for the mistakes, wait out for the resource to burn by itself, which is really not good in this stage of the game, man. You cannot build a winning composition through that 5k gold lead for EVOS, and this just might be the last load of the game. 16 minutes has elapsed. They have all the gold in the world and also all the items. Everybody's stacked up, probably except for Mueza. Look at this, Randy.
All in. Crowd control onto his ready, and he survives! Take a look at Albert. The Paquito is providing hella damage. DK looks for an angle, doesn't find the connection to take him down. That's a taunt by Mueza, locking DK down. And here comes EVOS with a full-on Lord, marching on towards the base. RRQ, can they defend with 4? That's gonna be EVOS now finding the mid-turret. RRQ now looking for an opening for Saeed. The burst damage from EVOS is just too good. And ladies and gentlemen, in round 1, the White Tigers will drew first blood.
The win streak looks to be continuing, but it is a full best of 3 in MPL Indonesia. EVOS strikes first blood against RRQ. This rebuild also came with a rebuild in drafts, it seems. A very different approach to the old Keskute and NMM strat.